Gentlemen, welcome to the Drag Show. I'm Stu Smith, and our guest tonight is Ken Henderson, who is the Executive Director of the Richmond Airmen AIDS Foundation, who've been doing something very important for about 17 years.
That's right.
And it's called Help Is on the Way. So, Ken, thank you for being here. And let's start off with, in this 17 years, how much money have you been able to raise for HIV causes and charities?
We've raised well over $2.5 million now.
Wow. That's phenomenal. That's an amazing number.
In this economy, it is amazing.
So what you do is you put on a show that is professionally directed and features 18, 16, 15 major stage personalities in singing, dance. They're Broadway stars, television stars, our local stars.
It's like the old-fashioned variety show format, practically. We call it like a Broadway quality concert, but it's everything. It's comedy, dance, music, mostly singing. But we bring in a lot of stars from Broadway, TV, Hollywood, and put on the biggest show in Northern California of this nature for an AIDS benefit.
Well, I've had the privilege of going to it quite a few times, and I love it. It's a highlight of the year if you're a local and love entertainment, really high-quality entertainment. So thank you on my behalf, and probably on everybody's behalf. So this is 17. Who's headlining? Who's filling out this cast for this show?
It's always hard to say headlining because
I know,
it's such a variety show.
I don't want to say it that way.
We're really glad that we're bringing in Shirley Jones, Academy Award winner for the first time. Her son Patrick Cassidy, who's starred on a number of Broadway shows. Leah Salonga, who's won the Tony Award for Miss Saigon. It's a great cast. Carol Cook's our grand diva, comes back every year.
Yeah.
Lisa Vroman. We're really happy to have some dance this year that's kind of different for us. We have it's a couple they were on Paula Abdul's Live to Dance last season, one of the finalists, Nikki and Ethan White. They go by White Tree Fine Art. And then a couple of the soloists from Post Street Ballet. This will be their first time. They're a really new and exciting young kind of postmodern ballet company. They're just getting started here in San Francisco, and they're really terrific.
A couple of people locally who I consider local stars would be Paula West and I think Tim Hockenberry. Right. And I believe Mary Jo Catlett, one of my personal favorites, is going to be in the cast this year.
Yeah, Mary Jo's coming back.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It must be very challenging to pick all the talent and then coordinate, because I'm sure that they have schedule changes that are hard to take into account.
Well, it's tough. A lot of performers, the stars we ask, they want to do it, and a lot of them will accept. It's always based on availability. And unfortunately, sometimes, they'll say yes to us, and we'll put their name out, and then they get a paying gig offer, so they have to take it. So we sometimes have cast changes for that reason, but it's always with a lot of regrets that they can't do it, and then they, usually almost come back later.
So what prompted REEF? Richmond Airmen AIDS Foundation is lovingly called REEF.
Right. Well, it was conceived by two moms who lost their only sons to AIDS, Barbara Richmond and Peggy Ermit, and they called my partner Joe Seiler and I and said, they did a benefit for John Richmond when he died in 1990, and this was in 1994. Doug had just died, and they said, it's time to do it again, and would we help? So we said, sure, and 17 years later, we never had any idea to be doing it this long.
Did they just pull your name out of a hat, or you must have known them or the sons, or?
Well, Doug Ermit was Joe and I's best friend.
Okay.
So we had known him for a long time. He was like a brother to us.
Okay.
We hadn't really met John Richmond, but we'd met his mom, Barb, because she and Peggy were such great friends, and they were like second moms to us. So it's been a real labor of love for us.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be an awful lot of time involved for each show. And then during the year, you do a variety of other events, which are also benefit a variety of HIV-related causes and charitable organizations. What are those?
Well, we do, like I said, the two big hours. We do this, and we do a holiday, Help Us on the Way for the holidays in December. But we do our one-night-only cabaret series with touring Broadway cast when they're in town. We just did one with the cast of Billy Elliot.
Oh, boy.
Just a week ago, really. And It was amazing. I mean, all the kids from the show, who chorus people, who the ones who played the little ballet girls and Joel, they put on a phenomenal show. They had so much fun. Audience absolutely loved them. All the Billies danced together.
Well, the idea behind that's always been incredible to me. I mean, to have a cast and maybe doing numbers from auditions they did in the past, or I don't know. I mean, hasn't always been just the show that they're in.
Well, that's the hard thing for us to get across to people sometimes, is that they think they're doing a version of their show.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's the cast from those shows doing all different material.
Yeah, and it's
they come
fascinating.
up with really crazy, wild, offbeat stuff. They have so much fun.
Yeah.
This is their night to get off and do something different. And when they do, they are just high energy and fabulous shows.
So you do 3 to 4, maybe even 5 of those a year?
It depends on how many shows are coming to town each year. Last year, I think we did 5, which was a record for us.
Uh-huh.
This year, there's not a lot of Broadway musicals coming to town, so Billy Elliot was the first one, and then we're doing one with the cast of Hair in November. So this will be, a 2-year, one night only year.
It's amazing all that you guys do. And now you have a board of directors, volunteers, and what do they bring to the table? I mean, they must work hard, to help.
Our board's different from a lot of boards that who just meet and kind of oversee the operations. Our board's really hands-on. They get involved. They head the committees. We don't have a paid staff. Executive director, the only person that draws any salary.
Yeah.
Everybody else is volunteers. And the board, they're out soliciting auction items. They're heading food and beverage, getting restaurants, wineries. They're working hard just to help pull everything together.
You do get some amazing in-kind donations too. I've known a lot of your board over the years, and they're amazing people. They're just good people and hard-working people. You have auctions at your event that are really spectacular. I mean, they're probably the best auctions I've been to in any charitable cause.
Oh, thanks.
And it's almost worth going to the shows just for the auctions, but
some people do.
Probably. I guess there are people like that.
Yeah.
But is this based on relationships you've developed over these years? All the in-kind donations and the donations of goods and services and
Well, a lot of it is. We have a great relationship with Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants, and they've been great supporters. So their properties from around the country will usually donate. But a lot of it is people who've donated in the past like to donate again. They love the cause. But we're always looking for new donations.
Oh, sure.
It's a tough economy, and because somebody donates one year doesn't mean they're going to have the resources to do it again.
Well, and you do mix it up, which I think is wonderful, because as a restaurateur, I want to get into some of the really prominent charitable events and not only donate, but get some name recognition.
Yeah.
And you get some amazing food and beverage restaurant operators as well as caterers. You get some amazing vineyards, chocolatiers, you name it. You get it all, and then this auction.
Well, and not only that, the event really is like a 3-tiered event. There's a big pre-show gala where we do have a lot of restaurants and wineries, pouring wines, sampling hors d'oeuvres, martini bars. Kettle One Martinis is our sponsor this year. Don Julio Tequila. So it's a great party. We did a little focus group a few years ago, and some marketing people, and it was surprising because we think we put on great shows, and they came and said, "Yeah, you have great shows, but your parties are spectacular."
That's a great compliment.
Yeah, and then we have a big dessert party with the cast after the show, so it is a lot of fun.
It is, and you do kind of use different venues. The big show has been at 2 or 3 different locations, I think.
Well, the big show's either been at the Palace of Fine Arts or the Herbst Theater. They're really the only ones large enough
right
where we can do them.
And
the
then
smaller ones, cabaret shows, we've done a lot of different theaters. They're a little more intimate, a little more up close and personal.
Yeah.
We've done Club Fugazi and Marines Memorial and Pier 39's Theater 39. A lot of different places.
Yeah, the entertainment scene in San Francisco is challenging, and you've got such great talent, but so few venues for them to appear in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it must be an incredible compliment to be asked to be in one of your shows for the local talent.
Yeah, most of the local talent seem to be very happy when they're asked to be in it. And we try to mix it up so we're not asking the same people all the time.
No, and I bet you get requests for some of them every year or every show, basically. Some of the local names.
Yeah.
But it's so much resources to draw from, and you do such a great job. Well, do you have the poster available we could take a look at for the upcoming show, which I believe is August 21st?
August 21st, so just a little under 2 weeks away.
And are there still tickets available?
There still are tickets. A lot of the gala tickets, which includes the pre-show and the show, and as well as performance-only tickets in particular. So there's plenty of those. Okay,
and how would they buy those?
They can buy it through our website, helpusontheway.org.
Okay, and I think that's on the screen.
Yeah. The performance-only and gala, they can also order through City Box Office.
Okay, City Box Office. So that is the poster, and boy, that's good looking. Did you do that as a graphic designer?
One of my other hats I wear is a graphic designer.
I know. I've seen your work over the years. It's very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really nice.
I wear rotating hats for the foundation most of the time.
So how many shows has Barbara Cook been in? Not Barbara Cook. Jesus.
Carol Cook.
Carol Cook, yeah.
Barbara Cook has been in a couple of our shows.
Yeah, I remember once, yeah.
But Carol Cook is our grand diva, and she's been in... she's been about 15 shows now. She missed the first 2 years, but before we got to know her. And then 1 year she had back surgery, so had to just do a little vocal appearance. She called in that night.
She's like a Trojan horse. I mean, she really works it, and she's hilarious, and she's got a big personality.
Oh,
and she's a real trooper. Really entertains the audience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I mean, that's quite a few shows. Well, we've also got a couple of clips that we could take a look at, and that looks good. Let's take a look at this. To be honest, I can't see who it is yet.
We call it the stage events, which stands for Southland Theater Artists Goodwill Event. But that's another annual event that's big star-studded, similar to ours.
Now, I know you use a publicist, one of San Francisco's finest publicists. His name always slips my mind, though. Could you remind me who that man is?
His name is Lawrence Hellman. Yeah, he's been with us for a number of years too now.
He's quite a guy too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Another star performer and deliverer of services. what does he help just with publicity, or does he know a lot of the local performers, or that he can help?
Well, he does PR for a lot of the local performers, so
Okay.
he's out working all the time and makes recommendations to us sometimes. Reminds us if we haven't used somebody yet.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, he's right there with the local talent, so that's wonderful, and it's good for the talent.
Yeah.
They get a chance to get a big audience and a lot of people remembering them in a great performance.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what else do we have up here? We have a local, I think, of Tim Hockenberry, who's another local performer. And then we could go into the finale if we can pull that up. At the finale? That's him. Oh, great. He always looks like he's in pain.
Get that gravel in the voice.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's phenomenal.
I do too. The first time I heard him, I tried to describe him as a cross between Joe Cocker and Louis Armstrong. That's perfect.
Kathleen Turner could sing.
Well, she might think that's what she's doing if she was doing this. He's a very handsome guy. That's great. And then maybe we could take a look at the finale. And I'm not sure, you'll tell me which show this finale is from. It might be last year, I'm not sure. We'll be able to tell by the performers, probably.
You had Lisa Roman from one of our holiday shows. And
Yep. Those Falcon Men?
This was about 6, 7, 2002. This is the year we had Jane Russell.
Oh, wow. Gosh. Yeah, I remember her.
Those were not the Falcon Boys. That was another year. These are just backup dancers.
Okay.
Special members.
Susan Anthony.
Susan Anton.
And that's Mary Jo Catlett, I think.
This is Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I can hardly wait to see the show. 2 weeks, August 21st. Help is on the way. Rich
Yes,
Manerman
at
AIDS
the Herbst
Foundation.
Theater. I don't think we said that.
That's right, the Herbst Theater, which is at 401 Van Ness?
401 Van Ness, right across from City Hall.
Right across from City Hall, which may be lit that night for God knows what.
Yeah. And the parties are upstairs in the green room. So
Okay, so
big auction in the main lobby. You don't even have to come to the show to shop the auction. You can just come into the lobby of the
there's
building
a
and
scoop,
shop the
folks.
auction.
That's a real scoop. You know, they have incredible auctions. So if you want to buy something that you can't buy anywhere else, drop into Herbst Theater, ground floor.
We're having a really exciting thing happening this year too. We don't normally do live auctions for the summer gala, but we're going to be auctioning off a special dinner cooked by Brian Boitano
Oh my God!
in the winner's home for 10 people. Olympic champion ice skater,
oh
celebrity
yeah,
chef.
yeah.
And so we're going to auction him off in the live auction. He'll come in with an assistant, spend the evening preparing dinner, telling skating stories or who knows what stories.
What I think that's an outstanding donation prize.
Yeah.
Well, that's worth a bundle too.
Yeah. Brian's done a number of our shows. He serves on our advisory board, and we're really glad that we can actually sell him this time.
I love it. I love it. So, I mean, that could, you know, the buyer may wind up being on his show. Who knows? You know, he may film part of it, and
You never
never
know.
know.
We're also actually going to do blind bids on this one, so the people, even if they aren't coming to the show, can contact us to place a blind bid, and if they're the highest, they'll win just for whatever the bid increment is over the highest live bid. So
I see. That's pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks like fun too. So probably at the intermission, or when they come back from intermission, will you do the auction?
Yeah, it's usually at the top of the second act.
Okay. Well, what else can you tell me that in the last 2 minutes that we should
Well,
talk about the
I just
show?
want to remind people that AIDS is not over yet. It's an epidemic that a lot of people think, oh, people have, they can take medicine. It's it's like taking an aspirin, and they don't really have to pay attention or worry about it anymore. But too many people are still living with this, and it's not an easy disease to live with.
No, I know.
You asked why we got involved. That's because of our friend Doug and other friends at the time we lost. But I have personally so many friends who are living with HIV now that that's really my main motivation for wanting to keep doing what we're doing. And it's a message that we need to have more people hear, that people still need your support. We still need your money. We still need the services out there. Several agencies have closed this year because they didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help keep them open, and we need people's help to help us do that.
And this year, your beneficiaries are, or this show, the beneficiaries
Yeah, for
are.
this event, Aguila serving the Latino community, Shanti, Stop AIDS Project, and the Youth Aware program at New Conservatory Theater Center, because they teach kids all over the Northern California about HIV education and prevention and anti-discrimination.
That's a great balance.
Yeah.
I mean, the show, everything about it is just like perfect pitch,
Thanks.
And I sure thank you for many, many great shows. Help is on the way over the years, and the cabaret type shows and your special events, the auctions again, and much of the food and beverage that you've poured so generously. So Ken Henderson, thank you so much for being with us tonight on Drag Show. I'm Stu Smith. Folks, thank you very much, and please join us again in 2 weeks. And who knows who will be here then. But do go to Help is on the Way at the Herbst Theater, August 21st. Thank you. Good night.
Thank